Another album I listened to after that, and I guess we'll never really talk about this album, so I guess this will be like a tiny mini review. Belly's 96 Miles from Bethlehem. This is an album that's kind of, I don't want to say an homage, but kind of like dedicated to the whole Palestinian war that's happening over there in Palestine and all that. And so he kind of gives his thoughts on this whole album. It's literally dedicated to that whole issue and situation that's happening over there. And I think all the proceeds from the album are going to the surrounding areas of that. And so, he kind of talks about the land itself. He talks about a lot of things that are going on, like people getting, unalive, drones being flown out around there, how people are really oppressing them over there, things like that, and how a lot of people are, dying, like, how you gonna have patience when we have no more patience? He has certain little word plays
versus patience.
Yeah, you have little word plays on there that I really do like. And Belly is a great rapper overall. Yeah. I really do like the soundscape that he goes for because this album sounds very, I don't want to say desperate, but it's like despair type thing. It's like where like, dang, it's like we really not fighting a winning battle over here. Like this bad stuff is like really, really happening. And I just like the way that the album itself sounds sonically. Belly's always gonna bring it with his rapping ability because Belly, the pen game is nice. Every time I listen to Belly, I be thinking like he's like a modern day Nas type stuff. So I do because especially he had a song on another album that he has with Nas. I'm like, okay, they kind of like keeping up with each other.
Mumble Rap was my last album I listened to. Dope.
I listened to all his albums.
Yeah. Last thing I listened to from Belly was Mumble Rap.
Yeah. Mumble Rap was good. Dope. Mumble Rap 2 is good too.
Mumble Rap 2.
Yeah. Mumble Rap 2.
Bro, I'm out the loop.
But yeah, this album.
Gil Scott Heron on this?
Yeah.
This man right here.
Well, yeah, Belly overall, I really did appreciate this album. I know a lot of people like, oh, why aren't celebrities or why aren't these rappers really talking about the war that's happening over there? For me, one, I'm very ignorant on the situation, so I don't know nothing. I'm worried about me living here. Yeah. I'm worried about my situation.
Yeah, and some people gotta understand that, like how human are we? Kind of like, especially people in their own, say, cultures, they like to speak on things that actually affects them as well. Like not saying like, oh, the stuff in Palestine and Israel doesn't matter. Of course it does. And this is something for Belly that hits home because his family's from there. So it's like he's from there. He's like he has got an album called Immigrant, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Loved it.
So it's like this is something he's gonna touch upon. It's like I'm pretty sure he got not even pressure, but family and friends like, hey bro, like there's some real stuff going on. It's like our people. So this is something that I expect a rapper like him to speak on. But I don't expect Drake to say anything. I don't expect rappers, especially in the U.S., to say anything, especially when it comes to a lot of their brands. They don't want to, rub some people the wrong way, especially it's been a really touchy subject, like what side you on and stuff like that's really, like, I even feel like not uncomfortable talking about it, but like sometimes I feel like, am I the right person to speak on this type of stuff? Because like I don't know mostly everything that's going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's why
I'm not ignorant to what's happening, but
I'm ignorant to where I was like, one, I don't feel comfortable speaking about it because I don't know nothing, and I don't want to offend anybody, especially people who are from there. Yeah. But someone like an artist like Belly, who obviously has the merit to speak on it because he is from there, his ancestors or his people, his family is from there. So I feel like he is the perfect artist to touch on this. He said that the album proceeds are going to the people, in the surrounding places of Palestine itself. I don't know exactly what all is happening. Literally everything. I don't know literally everything. I know bits and pieces, especially with hearing the album, some of the context, and looking at some of the stuff from there, but I don't know fully everything that's going on.
Like, I used to listen to a podcast called The Daily, like every morning, and they followed, when this was happening, they followed the story. They actually was in communication with a lot of Pakistanians that was actually dealing with it.
Pakistanians or Palestinians?
Palestinians, Pakistanians. I said Pakistani. See, my man, Palestinians, my bad. Palestinians.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a surrounding area either.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because this guy was actually on the phone with, this journalist in the U.S. And you hear like the bombs, you hear stuff happening, and one of the most depressing things that dude said, it sucks. It was so scary. It was like, this was dark. I'm heading to work, and he was just saying like, yeah, my whole family together because we don't want to die alone. And I was like, it's crazy over there right now. And like, hey, my prayers go out to everybody over there, especially even on both sides, because innocent people on both sides. And that's the real key to this. Like, we don't need innocent people dying from like, I can't get in like what's happening, but it's just ignorant, and like we never can be together. Like nowhere is always going to be war, and that sucks. But that's my piece on it.
Yeah, it sucks to see what's happening over there, and
I'm gonna check out the album for real. I'm actually gonna listen to it.
Yeah, I mean it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 18. I just saw that. I'm like, I'm definitely listening to that.
Oh yeah.
It's a quick drive home.
Oh yeah. Like I jammed this album like back to back a few times.
Yeah.
I really like it. I mean, Belly, he's good, especially with the wordplay and the way that he's able to put things together rapping wise. I really do enjoy Belly's rapping. I really like the soundscape that he went for on this album because obviously because of the topics that he's talking about on this album, what he's talking about, it all kind of really ties in together. And there's some things where he brings in his own like native language or his people's native language into this album right here where I didn't understand it. And when I tried to look at the lyrics, I'm like, oh, they translated into that same language too. I just will not understand it. But I get the sound that he was going for. And I think it was a really powerful album, especially for what he was going for. I think that this will be one of those albums that's looked back upon in his discography as like, dang, like this is a moment right here because I rapper talked about this.
I'm so sick, bro. I had a
What did I say? I thought
the way you was me. My mind is just crazy, bro. I want to say something, but like, will it be different? I'll talk about it after the
Boy,
bro.
But yeah, I know this album definitely won't get as many plays.
Yeah.
Because Belly just isn't a big artist.
Yeah, he's still with XO, right? He's
Yeah,
still
I
with
think
Weeknd.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he has Weeknd on his last album, I think.
For real.
But yeah, Belly overall good artist. If you want to support what's happening over there, listen to the album because the proceeds of this album will be going to that whole situation.
Dang, Belly is one of them artists that kind of fell out of my rotation, bro. Like I used to keep up with, especially doing the mixtapes, like 2014 era. I was keeping up with everything, and like I swear, it's like my transformation of like leaving, you know, while I was moving out here, like moving with y'all around that time. Like some of the music I listened to kind of like got put on the wayside. Like,
It's funny 'cause I started listening to Belly after you moved in.
Yeah, because
Nav and all that.
Yeah, I was listening to him back in like 2014-ish, around that time. But yeah, man, Belly's dope, man. Mumble Rap was so dope. That's the last thing I listened to from him.
Yeah, Mumble Rap is good.
And then what's the one project? Insomniac? Insomniac?
Yeah, Insomniac.
That was a dope one. But the one that I loved with the white cover, Weeknd on that joint, like 2 songs, I think.
I might not make it.
Bro,
Like that.
Hey, that album right there, that mixtape, I remember that. It's on the stream, so I saw it. But yeah, Belly was fire. Bro.
Yeah, Belly is that.
He got some bars, but you saying modern day Nas, I'm like, you got relaxed.
I say modern day Nas in terms of like the accessibility to wordplay and things like that, and he has a very accessible sound to get into. Nas has that to me. Nas isn't
what new Nas. That what you saying modern Nas in that way?
Yeah.
You not saying that he's the modern Nas.
Not
you
like
just saying
I'm not saying
similar
he's not like he's like Nas from back then, but in this day and age, he's like a Nas of nowadays. Like when Nas tries to sound hip, that's Belly.
Okay.
But Belly can sound a bit better with it because he don't sound like an old man trying to be hip.
Yeah. Even though he's like 40 something too.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
But also, you know, he's come out more around this music time, so we don't have that. Oh, you're an old man.
Go listen to his old stuff. You got mixtape
stuff?
Belly, like 08 Belly, bro.
I'm not going that far.
Toronto.
There's just certain artists I like. I
the
like the discography. I'm not going that far back because I know the sound. I won't like it.
You ain't gonna go back, Crody?
No.